look who's here. It's me. I'm talking about a Godzilla figure. It's been a week, but it feels like a year. I'm back, and I'm talking about NECA's newest offering in their Godzilla series, and that is the 2019 KOTM Godzilla Boy. Now, these guys have been making their ways out to Targets and other places that I don't give a shit about. Basically, they've been coming out early, and we've been getting a lot of early looks at them, and there's a couple of things about the figure that I've seen in pictures online that really don't sit too well with me, but here we got my own and all that other good stuff. Let's take a look at the packaging. Alright, starting off over here with a nice lacquered finish. Here's the figure still inside the box with a nice little picture of said figure over to the left. Technically to the right, but you know, stage left, right, who gives a crap? Here's the front of the box with that nice image of Godzilla. Looking very nice, very blue, very Godzilla. On the side, we get some specs on the figure, what you can do with it, and all that other good stuff. On the back, we get a picture of said figure, along with the 3 other figures that will be a part of this line. Another Godzilla, Mothra, and Rodan. And as you can see, there's no King Ghidorah.
I don't think that's fair, NECA. Totally mistreating the fans.
And on the side, you have a nice little read-up on the MonsterVerse over here, talking about Godzilla, Kong, all that other good stuff. And that's pretty much it. So, let's get to talking about this figure's articulation. Your eyes do not deceive you. This is pretty much the same figure as NECA's 2014 figure, but there are a couple of new things going on about him, and we will get to them in due time. Starting up at the head, as per NECA usual, you can open and close his mouth. His tongue is kind of sitting in the middle of his mouth now. With the original one, it was a little bit lower down, and it wasn't really discernible. Now it's very, you can tell it's up in there and everything. Godzilla's head can go all the way around. Very, very nice. One of the new things that was included with this figure, well, it was built into the figure, is just that the material that the neck is made out of is a much more softer vinyl, maybe rubber, whatever you want to call it, and the base of the neck will glide over the dorsal plates that are behind it, so it won't damage anything on the head, like the dorsal plate, or rub off any paint, and it'll move nice and smoothly. Look at that. Beautiful, right? Moving on to the torso, we have pretty basic movement there. Godzilla can look left, he can look right. Pretty sure he can go all the way around. I just don't want to push this thing any further because knowing my luck, I will break this on camera and I will be very, very sad face. And now we're going to talk about the arms. The arms is the other area of the figure where we will be seeing some new from NECA. But first, let's go over the usual. Arms all the way around, at the elbow, all the way around. Got a nice bend at the elbow. Can do all that happy good stuff. We have a swivel at the hands, and one of the new things at the hands, you can see it right here. Yep, your eyes don't deceive you. We've got a nice hinge at the hands for this figure. Something that was not present on their original 2014 figure. And just to show you what kind of range of movement you'll be dealing with this time around with these new added joints, they can go up that far, and they can go down that far. Really, really cool. Didn't know I needed it until today. All right, zoom grooming out and looking at the legs. These legs actually move pretty smoothly, and that's something I found very, very surprising when getting this figure out of the box for the first time, because, you know, normally figures can be stiff and everything, but yeah, look at this. This is no blow dry or no hot water right there. They can go all the way around. The legs can spin at the knee joint all the way around. You're not going to get a crazy bend back with this Godzilla's knee, but you're going to get a very nice bend forward. So, you know, if you don't want Godzilla to look like he's bending his knees, there you go. Looking at Godzilla's new feet over here, yes, they can move all the way around. Just give it a little bit of a push, and he's got holes at the bottom of his feet in case you have a stand that you would like to work this guy with. Yet again, as per usual, legs all the way around. Swivelly at the knee, bend back about that far, bend forward about that far, and the foot can go all the way around. Oh, and the foot has a ball joint in it as well, so you can kind of point Godzilla's feet. Hey, yo, NECA, we gonna start getting stands for these figures? I want to pose this boy swamming. Alrighty, last but certainly not least, we'll be taking a look at the tail. Now, originally, when I first saw pictures for this figure, I wasn't sure if we were going to be getting the same tail that we got with 2014 NECA Godzilla, or if we would be getting a new outfitted tail, like what we got with the 1962 Godzilla NECA figure. And I'm happy to report that we do have a highly articulated tail. You're going to be able to get this tail into a lot of very nice and probably unique poses and such. It's just with this tail, I do have a little bit of a problem. Yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be acting as one solid piece. I mean, it doesn't look like it should be, but this is stuck. I took the blow dryer to this thing for a couple of minutes, a couple of times, and nothing's budging on this, so I'm thinking that it's supposed to be just one solid piece. Other than that, you're going to get articulation throughout the entire thing, all the way up to the tip up here. All right, the time is now. Time to look at paint and detail. The paint on this figure is pretty dang exquisite. We've got a light grayish for the base, and we've got this brown wash, or maybe even this brownish green wash, going throughout the figure. It highlights all the different bumps, grooves, and spikes on this Godzilla figure, and I think it was a pretty smart choice to do. Something that I wasn't aware of that we would be getting with this figure comes with the eyes. Godzilla's got pupils, there's coloring in it and everything, and the eyes do look very, very fierce. But we'll get back to those very soon. But looking at Godzilla's teeth over here, we've got a very nice murky-ish brown for the teeth, and we've got a tannish color for the gums. The gums are a little hit and miss on my figure. The teeth are pretty much painted. They're not all painted. I'm looking at that one right there. But for the most part, when it comes to the head, the figure does look great. Moving along to the other side, though, yikes. This eye just looks like it's been having the worst day of all time. At least the eyes look like they're in somewhat of the same position, but it looks very sloppily painted. The paint for the gums and the teeth are really, really hit and miss on this side. We've got speckle. We've got a really weird mixture of colors going on the bottom jaw over here. Like, I feel like I see white, I see the tan, and I see that murky brown color in there. It's a bit of a mess, not going to lie. But the wash on the scales, gills, and everywhere else on the head and the neck looks fantastic. Alright, so the eye didn't look too bad, right? And the paint on the gums and the teeth ain't too bad, right? Dear God, you've taken his innocence. So it turns out the eye that I thought was kinda messed up is actually a correct one. The messed up one is the one that I thought looked better. That eye kinda looks like a runny egg. From the front, at least. And here we can see a little bit more of that disaster that is the gums on this figure. Well, my figure. For all I know, the eyes and the gums look a lot better on different figures. But this look right here, it's kind of upsetting. I mean, it's goofy and doofy to no end, but this is just a little upsetting. And unfortunately, since the figure is in the box, you're really not going to get a good look at what he looks like head on. But then again, I'm not going to be posing this figure head on, so buyer's choice. Anyway, let's take a look at these Toho NECA. Oh, you silly bastards. Look at how great these dorsal plates look. Oh my God, the brown wash on this thing, the tan wash, whatever you want to call it, absolutely worked into NECA's favor. These look amazing. They look beautiful. All the different curves and grooves and crevasses and all that other good stuff. All of these fantastic colors being riddled within. Oh, NECA. You push me out and then you pull me right back in. These dorsal plates look fantastic. Moving on down to the legs, the toes, and part of the tail, we can see more of that brown wash. From what I can see looking at this picture and looking at the figure right now, it looks like that brown wash was evenly used on this figure, and that's a big, big plus on my part. Moving along to the tail, we have this very nice alligator look going on. The scales look fantastic. The dorsal plates look pretty cool. When it comes to the dorsal plates back here, I feel like the section from the base to the midsection didn't really get hit with any brown, at least the row in the center, and then the center row on the other part of the tail, the part that you actually have to apply to the figure, it looks like they got hit with more brown than that. That's a little bit of an imbalance right there. Nothing too bad though. But seriously, this wash really, really helped this figure out a lot. It's a very cool stylistic choice, and it looks amazing. Now let's take a look at a point of the figure that doesn't look too amazing, and that's Godzilla's nails. Yes, Godzilla's nails are a little goopily painted. I mean, they're not bad. I think I was just overreacting and saying that they were terrible. They're not too bad. They're not great. Some of that there wash made it to the hands, and it does look a little messily done. It looks messily applied and all that. Obviously, it wasn't intentional, but it's there. Taking a look at Godzilla's chest and crotch region, we've got more of that wash looking fantastic, really popping swapping out the detail over here. Yeah, there's a little bit of a seam there. Who gives a crap? Looking at Godzilla's thighs, his knees, his shins. That wash, it really helped this figure out a lot. It looks very, very cool, and I'm sorry I'm saying this over and over. Looking at Godzilla's feet, though. Oh, yeah. We got some of that wash on there. It's not crazy noticeable, but it's there. We've got the same color for the toenails that we had on the fingernails up there. And the feet are looking nice, too. Very nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, before I forget, let's take a look inside Godzilla's mouth. It's not fully painted tan, it's just the upper part of the back of the mouth. That's a weird thing to say. And the tongue with a little bit under it, but that's perfectly fine because the jaw shouldn't be going down that far anyway. Honestly, don't have a problem with that at all. And now, before we wrap this video up, let's take a quick looky-loo at both the 2019 and 2014 version of this figure. Now, the 2014 figure appears to be taller than the 2019 figure. Take that as you may. I would definitely say that the 2014 figure fared a lot better in the eye, teeth, and gum department, but that might also be because very dark paint. Like the gums on the 2014 figure were like they were done with a very like plumish color, and this one's much brighter, so the room for error was much higher this time around. But when it comes to detail, when it comes to paint, the 2019 figure absolutely schools the 2014 figure. Just looking at the base of the necks over here, it's like night and day. Now, aside from a differing paint job, obviously both Godzillas have different dorsal plates, they have different tails, and they have different feet. When it comes to the differentiation in the dorsal plates, Godzilla 2019 absolutely crushes the other one, both in detail and paint and size, but 2014's tail is obviously longer. 2019 boy got a bit of a stumpier tail. Detail, paint, ooh la la, look at that. Night and day, yet again. And one more time, yeah, the 2014 figure is definitely taller than the 2019 figure. The 2014 figure actually feels and looks a little bit slimmer than the 2019 one does, but who cares? Godzilla's a big boy, he's gotta have the thickness. Here are the two figures side by side, and yet again, it's like night and day. They're not exactly two crazily different designs, but the way that NECA went about painting both of them, they definitely feel like two different Godzillas. No, I don't support that theory. While we've got figures standing next to each other, here is the Bandai Godzilla 2019 King of the Monsters figure with the NECA 2019 Godzilla King of the Monsters figure. Here they are side by side. Dorsal plate game on point, tail game pretty much on the same length. Here we have the 2019 NECA figure next to the 2014 Bandai Godzilla figure, and the 2019 NECA figure is obviously much bigger than the Bandai one in more ways than one, but when it comes to being outfoxed in height, the Bandai Godzilla King series figure definitely outclasses him. Look at that. Big boys unite. And just because I want to, here is the NECA Godzilla 2019 figure next to the Godzilla 1955 Gachapon figure. And for those of you that don't know the different sizes between the different series and the different makers of Godzilla figures, here is the NECA Godzilla 2019 figure next to a random DVD. There we go. Anybody actually remember that? Wow. No, you didn't see that. Anybody actually remember this movie? It's bad, but it's good, you know? But anyway, friends and neighbors, that's about going to wrap it up for my review of the NECA Godzilla 2019 figure, or the Godzilla KOTM figure. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think of this figure. Will you pick this one up? Will you pick up the SHMA version up? Will you pick both of them up? Will you turn this figure away because of the eyes and the gums? Let me know everything and anything that's on your mind with this figure. I won't judge you. And I guess while you're down there in the comment section, why don't you let me know if you enjoyed the video? Let me know if you would like to see more with future figure reviews, because there's a lot coming your way. Also, I urge you to check out more of my Godzilla content. There will be videos linked at the end of the video, as well as a playlist for my current weekly series, which is going on to its finale, Rob's Godzilla Room Reviews, where I'll be taking a look at my entire Bandai Godzilla collection, figures both new and old. Definitely check that out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below for the playlist, and maybe I'll even put it in the end screen or something like that. But anyway, I have been ShinRobjira. Do hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.